I used to plan like everyone else, and I realized that I was doing Rome wrong. Rome is stunning, chaotic, and let's be real, exhausting. This ride, this is a Roman cheat code. Fast, nimble, and just reckless enough to make you feel like you're cheating. A 21st century chariot that glides through 3,000 years of history in just 3 hours. Rome is spectacular. Of course, you'll see the Colosseum, the Vatican, and St. Peter's Basilica. But what about everything else? On foot, you'll melt in the Roman heat. Hop on, hop off buses? Too slow. Private cars, too big. The real Rome is in the ancient alleyways, quiet piazzas, and hidden cafes, and tour buses don't go there. So the great thing about this tour is that you get to check off a bunch of bucket list items and Instagram spots right in a compact way, and then hop into your E-Tuk and not worry about getting around. We're gonna flip the script, and today is our Roman scouting mission. Seeing the big sights, stumbling into places you'd never find on your own, and figuring out exactly where you want to go back. I finally realized this is the perfect first day experience. No wasted steps, no wrong turns, just a fast, effortless way to crack the code on Rome before you really dig in. Let's do this. Gonna see Rome in a fun way. This is not your grandma's tour, okay? I'm Angel Castellanos, the tour guide, and today I'm taking the E-Tuk tour of Rome. Of course, we're hitting the heavy hitters. St. Peter's Square, Trevi Fountain, the Pantheon, the Colosseum, and dreamy piazzas too, like Piazza Navona and Piazza del Popolo. We'll also snake through iconic neighborhoods like Trastevere. But here's the real beauty of this ride. You'll stumble onto things you didn't even know were here. A hidden Michelangelo, a 3rd century church buried underground, also those impossible to reach spots like our first stop, which has one of the best views in Rome. Before we get started, hook me up with a like and subscribe because I love making this content and I don't want to get fired. One of the best things you can do for yourself in a city, if it's your first time traveling there, is to take an orientation tour. And I'm doing one in an electric tuk-tuk to get an idea of where I should go, a layout of the city, and I'm doing it with my man, Pasquale. What's up, my man?
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
You're okay?
Great. I mean, this is amazing. How many people does this fit?
We got 4 people plus the driver, 5 people.
Right on.
We're gonna do a nice tour, introduce you to Rome.
Yes.
So show you the highlights. We're gonna start here at this nice pyramid that we see.
I didn't even know there was a pyramid in Rome.
Yeah, no one knows, but there is, you know. And then we go to the Orange Garden.
Okay.
And from there, we're gonna take you to the monuments. We make a stop sometimes, explain you about the history.
Yeah.
And if you want to take a small break for coffee, everything is possible. I'm gonna show you something special here. We're in the Orange Garden. And we're gonna look out right now on the St. Peter's Dome. It's almost sculpted right here, you know, between the trees. But what is actually special is that the church, the St. Peter's Dome, looks very nearby. Now we're gonna walk towards the terrace there. We have a beautiful view of Rome, and then you will notice that the actual dome is further away. Amazing. It's an optical illusion.
So the closer we get, the further
it goes away. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who hangs out here?
Well, this is a place, originally a lot of Romans hang out here in the weekend, have a little picnic. Now it's become a very popular spot also for the tourists because we have the Keyhole nearby.
Right.
That's become very popular. You look through the keyhole and you see 3 countries in one glimpse actually.
And for the Keyhole, you have to have professional cameras to get a good picture of it. You can try standing in line and taking a picture, but it may not come out so good. I think this is the better option, to be honest. You can see Piazza Venezia right over there, a view of the Villa Medici near the Spanish Steps. The Tiber River is right in front of you, leading to the Jewish ghetto, and I can see the synagogue right there. And then, of course, dead ahead is Michelangelo's Dome of St. Peter's. And then that hill right over there also offers excellent views too. It's called the Gianicolo Hill. Local guides like Pasquale are full of great tips and are the best source for local information.
Beautiful in the morning, beautiful in the evening. Sunsets are beautiful here.
In between the Keyhole and the Orange Garden on the Aventine is one of the most underrated basilicas in Rome.
Okay, hey, so we're at the Santa Sabina Basilica here, one of the oldest basilicas of Rome, dating back to the 4th century. And what is very special about this basilica is the entrance gate. This is original. It's the best preserved wooden entrance gate that we have from that period. And it has paintings on it from the Old Testament, actually.
My guide Pasquale just brought me up here to the Aventine Hill to Santa Sabina Church, and this is a 5th century Roman basilica built between 442 and 440. And as soon as you step inside, you get the sense of what a true Roman basilica is. A very wide, large meeting space characterized by the large nave, the columns that line the nave, and then you look up into this apse, and this is just like being in a time machine. Incredible. We're behind the Palatine Hill, right next to the Circus Maximus, but we can see other things from this view.
Exactly. This is actually a crossroad where we can see 4 hills. We're looking out on the Palatine Hill, we have the Celio Hill, we have the Capitol Hill there with the angels, and then we have the Aventine Hill behind us. So 4 of the 7 hills in one glimpse.
We just left the Circus Maximus, ancient Rome's epic racetrack, but now we see a glimpse of Rome's megamonument. Pasquale suggests to get a preview of the Colosseum before an actual visit. Even just driving by, you feel the glory of ancient Rome. Actually, let's
if you want to do something with it, you let me know.
Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. All right, let's go. Just 5 minutes from the Colosseum is one of the most underrated masterpieces in Rome. Rome is full of incredible treasures, and I'm inside of San Pietro and Vincoli. If you're a religious person, you may want to visit this church to see the chains of St. Peter, which are behind me. He was actually imprisoned in the Campidoglio Hill, not too far away from here, but also there's a spectacular Michelangelo that you can't miss. We know that Michelangelo had a close relationship with the Medici family, but their rival, Giuliano della Rovere, also hired Michelangelo, and he became Pope Julius II, and he commissioned Michelangelo to make his tomb, and it was an unfinished work, but at the dead center we see Moses himself, and we see probably the most muscular Moses of all time. This is a completely free work that you can visit right here in San Pietro and Vincoli, and right above Moses is Pope Julius himself, relaxing and wearing the papal tiara.
It was only possible with Constantine, 320, but before that, already Christianity was growing very fast. So they did this in what we're going to visit right now here, underground.
So it's a church within a church?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. I like that. I like the secret churches. How far down are we going to go?
We go like 8 meters below ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going underground to explore a secret church. Let's do this. So we've been transported back in time to the 3rd century to one of the churches that was a secret church, so to speak. So that's why it was a titular church. They would have masses down here, and it was on top of a home of a former patrician.
There was an opening towards the courtyard. So the people would come in from that side, and this is where they had their mass.
Right here.
Okay, yes. There was a little altar there. Yeah. So this is where they gathered. We're talking about 30 people, okay?
The most.
Yes.
Yeah, because there weren't that many Christians in Rome at the time.
Well, there were, but it was very dangerous for them, I mean, there was still death penalty to it. And what is also beautiful about this church is that we can walk on the original Roman floor. Okay. This mosaic is original.
Rome is packed with breathtaking churches, but Santa Maria Maggiore is in a league of its own. During the Jubilee, this basilica isn't just a stop, it's a pilgrimage and the most important sanctuary dedicated to the Virgin Mary in the Western world. It's so important, it's considered a papal basilica and one that the Pope visits frequently. Now we're in Trastevere, Rome's bohemian soul, a medieval village that never lost its edge. Fishermen, Jews, and Syrians called it home before Julius Caesar planted his villa here. Today, it's Rome's left bank. It's got a vibe and a kind of effortless cool you can't fake. This area seems perfect for getting lost in the alleys, grabbing a drink, and soaking in centuries of grit and grandeur. We're just passing through for now, but Pasquale says this is the kind of place you want to circle back to. Wow. Amazing. So my top 3 tips for visiting Piazza Navona are come early in the morning if you want to avoid crowds. Right now it's about 11 o'clock and you can see how many people are here. Number 2, don't eat at the restaurants that line the piazza. The food is going to be trash and you're going to get terrible service. And number 3, there's so much history here that you definitely want to study up so you can really appreciate one of the best squares in all of Europe. Well, that's it for our time here in Rome. I'm Angel Castellanos for the tour guide. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and smash that bell so you can find our next video. Happy travels, and ciao.